This video on TikTok is a 40-second video that has over 250,000 hours. You heard me right, 250,000 hours of watch time. It has well over 3.5 million views. That video that blew up on TikTok is about debt and taxes and how they make the wealthy and rich wealthier and richer, and they make the poor and middle class less wealthy and less rich. So let's dig into that video now. Straight out of Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Debt and taxes make the rich and wealthy richer and wealthier. Debt and taxes make the poor and middle class poorer and less wealthy. I'm going to explain that phrase in this video. So if you haven't read Rich Dad, Poor Dad, you should. It's a great mindset book to get your mind right. It's the most popular book on investing in real estate ever, and there's a reason for it. It helps set the right mindset. And part of that mindset is how the wealthy become wealthier through the different strategies and things that are presented to them, and the people that are less wealthy and less financially educated just get further and further behind because they don't understand the system. So I'm going to talk a little bit more in detail about how taxes make a difference to the wealthy and non-wealthy and how real estate's involved. And then I'm going to talk mainly about debt and how to properly leverage debt. And if you understand how to use other people's money, you will be much better off through taxes and wealth and just in general being able to understand how to use other people's money, whether you want to get into real estate or whether you want to open a muffler shop. We're gonna go get it. Make sure to stay tuned to the end to hear Maisie's joke of the day. And if this video interests you at all or any of my other videos, if you haven't subscribed, please make sure to subscribe. We put out a ton of good content 3 times a week. We have well over 100 videos on this channel now, and the whole goal of this channel is to help you become financially free through real estate. And it's working. We are getting people signing up for our mastermind and our courses every single day, and we're helping make an impact on people's lives, and a ton of people are getting free information that are making thousands of dollars just by watching this YouTube. So if at the minimum, subscribe, like, and comment. If you want more, let us know. So first we're going to cover taxes, and then we're getting into debt and talk about how those two combined and separately help make the wealthy even wealthier. So taxes. Most people don't understand taxes. I've seen a bunch of really funny TikTok videos about how people literally out of high school and out of college have no idea how to file their taxes. They don't understand how taxes work. So if you don't understand how they work and you don't have enough money to hire a CPA that understands how it works, you're just going to get further and further behind by either not paying it properly and getting, hit with fines or potentially fees, or just overpaying the max amount. There are different amounts you can pay depending on how much you know that you can depreciate or write off or roll down your tax report down to the bottom where you actually pay. So there are different rules. I'm definitely not a CPA and not going to go into the technicalities of it, but just understanding that the separation in the middle class and lower class and the upper class, a big part of that is taxes. Yes, the upper class pays more taxes because they make more, but as a percentage of their income, they can pay less and less than some of the other classes because they understand how taxes work. They understand that investing in real estate and having depreciation and having write-up and having step cost basis and several different technical things that they understand because they invest in real estate and make money and can either hire somebody to tap into those specific resources, or they just understand enough that they can do that themselves. So that's where taxes are really make a big difference, because it can range in knowing what you can or can't write off, or knowing what you can and can't take off your taxes, and schools and nobody teaches it. If you want to understand how to use taxes properly to benefit you, or at least ding you as least as possible, you need to get some knowledge and basis on taxes. Now let's get into my favorite thing that can really make a difference is debt. People have a hard time understanding how powerful debt is. If you know how to properly leverage debt, you can make a lot of money very fast. I did a video a couple months ago now maybe, on Dave Ramsey, a little bit on about how to leverage debt. Dave Ramsey's a super smart guy and does a really good job.
Dave Ramsey?
What's going on? Lucas, we're recording a professional video. Oh, nice. Thanks, man. How you doing? So people do not understand in general how to properly leverage debt. Debt is not a bad thing. Well, there is bad debt and there's good debt. Bad debt examples are your personal house because it doesn't produce any income, boats, cars, RVs, and or maybe your student loan debt that doesn't pay you, that just drains. It is a negative on your personal cash balance statement. However, there is good debt out there, and that debt is extremely powerful. Close your eyes and imagine a company, any company, whether it's a big company or a local company. All right, open your eyes. Every single one of those companies, I can say with almost 100% certainty, not 100%, but pretty close to it, has taken on debt. Dave Ramsey's the only one I know that doesn't take on debt, and that's okay. That's his strategy. He's a smart guy, but there are other ways to do it. Amazon, your local muffler shop, your local restaurant, any real estate investing, any company you're driving around thinking of, the billboard signs, if you're driving in your car and you see a billboard, whatever company owns that billboard and whatever company advertises on the billboard. Every single one of those companies has started out with debt. Real estate investing is no different. You have to shift your mind and understand that if you go into debt and you're buying an asset that produces cash, then that is good debt. You think Amazon starts out with a ton of debt. Facebook started out with a ton of debt. They had angel investors. That's what they are. Investors, people giving you money to go make something that produces cash or produces a product. Factories, all those type of people usually lease the building, which is a loan, and they rent the equipment that builds the widgets or whatever they're building. Factories, every single type of company, that's how the US economy was created and continues to grow, is on debt or credit. So if you understand that and can utilize that in real estate, your mind can be shifted and you can understand how to take advantage of that. Most people think you have to put 20% down on real estate just because that's what you're taught. That's what I was taught until I even started investing. That's simply not the case. If you learn how to take somebody else's money and buy a piece of real estate that produces cash, produces income, that is a good investment, and banks look at it that way. I get asked all the time, you're in $7 million worth of debt. How do you do that with your debt to income ratio? Because banks understand what I'm telling you right now. They understand that it takes debt to make and buy assets that produce cash. So they look at that debt differently. So you need to shift your mind and understand that, yeah, you're going into debt, but you're doing more with that debt than what that debt is draining from you. It produces cash every single month. Because these small local banks you work with, they are loaning to that billboard company. They are loaning money to that muffler shop. They are loaning money to these different types of businesses to help them get their feet off the ground and help them start to produce income. It is no different in real estate. Another amazing thing about debt, besides just getting your feet off the ground, is it allows you to scale. Yes, you could do everything yourself and pay cash for everything, but man, that's gonna take time. If you wanna put 20 grand down on a $100,000 house, how many different months is it gonna take you to come up with that 20 grand down? And even doing that, you're still going into debt. You are still going into debt doing that because you're taking out 80% loan and you're putting 20% cash. Why not utilize the BRRRR method? And if you need a refresher on that, check out this video above where I talk about the BRRRR method, the BRRRR strategy, dig into details on how you can properly leverage debt and other people's money to scale quickly. I bought over 120 rental properties using the BRRRR method, using the BRRRR strategy without using any of my own money. That's the power of debt. Yes, I have millions in debt, but I also have millions in equity that has been created by using other people's debt and allows you to scale much, much faster. The fact that you're using other people's money and growing at a much quicker pace, and that as long as you're buying good investments and utilizing that debt properly and bringing assets that produce cash and grow in value, there's no reason why you can't keep doing that, keep doing that, keep doing that, keep doing that. I want to drive this home with a quick example. So the power of debt and leverage, I'm going to take you back to my very first property. So my very first property, I used the BRRRR method. I borrowed money from a private lender. We're not going to get into the details of the deal. Just at the end of the deal, at the end of the BRRRR method, when the property became mine and I got a renter in it. So at the end of the process, the beginning of the investment, I had $100,000 mortgage on the property that I used zero of my own dollars to do through the BRRRR method, and the property is worth $125,000. Simple math, I had $25,000 worth of equity. Awesome. I used none of my own money to do it. I used the power of leverage. Fast forward 6 years later, that property is worth $170,000 and I owe $80,000 on it. So just because I knew how to leverage debt and bought a good asset, I have almost $100,000 of equity that I can tap into as actionable equity. It's equity that I can use if I want to refinance or just pull out a line of credit or whatever. So just leveraging debt, that one property, I'm super secure. I have well over 50% equity, which is an extremely secure position to be in on an asset that produces cash, and my net worth has grown by almost $100,000 over the past few years by sleeping, eating, doing my normal day, going about my normal day, not doing anything because I have those millions by other people. So that is leveraging debt and I get tax benefits from owning real estate. So bring this thing back full circle. I would suggest you making sure to learn as much as you can about leveraging debt through real estate properly. This channel is a great place to start. There's other great channels out there. Don't do a ton of tax stuff on here, but I do have a couple of videos on there, so check that out. In this video right here, we go over the main tax benefits and simple tax benefits. We sit down with actually Brian sits down with our CPA in this one. So it is a good video that gets you some basis of knowledge. So just take in the free resources that I'm offering you to help understand debt and leverage and taxes and how they can work together to make you extremely wealthy a lot quicker than you think. Just a reminder, our year-end giveaway where you're gonna have access to me and my entire team for a full day is almost upon us at the end of 2020. So beginning of 2021, we're gonna draw a name from one of the comments on our entire channel here. So comment on this video and all our other videos as long as you're watching them, like them, and comment on them. And we're gonna pick one of those comments. We're gonna give you access to our entire team for a full day to do whatever we can to help you grow your real estate investing career. All right, here's Maisie's joke of the day. What do you call a man with a rubber toe? Roberto. Thanks for watching, guys. Really appreciate it. Subscribe if you liked any of this. Follow us on TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, our main platforms. We get stuff out there. Catch you on the next one.